What's up, guys? Elok here. Gonna be talking about E3 and probably should be working on editing all the videos that we've been making, but I thought I'd just share my thoughts on this anyway and give myself more work to do. So, gonna start off with the Microsoft press conference. They opened up with Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Basically, the rundown, you know what it is. If you like COD, you're gonna buy it. If you don't, you really don't care. Except this one's kind of different. It has a really futuristic aspect to it, and I think that might renew interest and be something that people get brought in by. So I'd like to see more of that actually. Then they had Forza Motorsport 5 DLC, and it's free. It came out the day of the announcement, so that's nice if you like it. They then had Forza Horizon 2, where you could create 1,000-member driving clubs. It comes out September 30th. It's a racing game, and it has open world freedom, and I can dig that. Then they showed off Evolve. You have 4 classes to choose from, or you can be the monster in this. It's from the creators of Left 4 Dead, so I imagine that it'd play similar. The trailer for it was pretty hype, so that's definitely something to look forward to. They had the first trailer for Assassin's Creed Unity here too. I'll be talking more about it during the Ubisoft presentation, but it takes place in France during the French Revolution, and they showed off the 4-player co-op, and they had it really well coordinated. It looks great, and it's a nice innovation for the series, and I'm sure people will get enjoyment out of it. But I don't know. I prefer to ride solo in well, basically any game, honestly. Up next is Dragon Age Inquisition. It's another game that really caught my interest because I like the ideas, and the developer said that all the characters that travel with you will have their own story, and they're not just a bunch of people there to basically take hits for you. So if they really do expand upon that, I'll be impressed, but my theory is that it's going to be really limited, and there's not going to be really much to care about or learn about any of these characters. Oh, up next, it's the Sunset Overdrive trailer that we had. That was really good. That was really good. I liked it. I think everyone liked it. It's crack at the first-person shooters and the cover shooters and stuff, and it looks really bright and fun to play, honestly. I love the grinding mechanic for it. There just seemed to be a lot going on, and it has its solo like campaign thing and an 8-player chaos squad mode thing. So I don't know. This game really does look like a ton of fun, and I think anyone that has the Xbox should probably get this one. I think it'll definitely be worth it. Oh, definitely one of the big highlights for I think everyone that watched this. Super Ultra Dead Rising 3 Arcade Remix Hyper Edition EX Plus Alpha. Capcom, thank you. It was so good. So good. Uh, it's got 1 to 4 player co-op, and that's online too. It's for the Capcom 31st anniversary. There's just tons of costumes for Dead Rising characters, based off of like Capcom fighters. So along with that, just not alternate costumes. You got like you got special moves and stuff like that. It looks like a good time. Next two, I really don't care about at all. They're Disney Fantasia Music Evolved and Dance Central Spotlight. I guess the dance one's good if you like to dance. I don't know. And I don't know, Fantasia's awesome, but I honestly haven't no idea what this is because they didn't show any trailer for it or anything, and I was too lazy to go look for it myself. Alright, big one for me. As you probably don't know, because why would you? I'm a huge Fable fan, even though my my interest in it declines with each game, because Fable Lost Chapters is my favorite. Then I was like, okay, Fable 2's okay. Fable 3, you're starting to get there. Starting to get into that bad spot there, but yeah, Fable Legends. Oh well, actually, I never played the Kinect one because like, whatever. I don't use the Kinect. Get over it. But Fable Legends really doesn't look that interesting, man. I was really hoping that it would, because I don't know. I really want to like the series, but we saw it. We saw it basically kind of. It seems like it's stripping the create your character kind of element from it. It seems that we have 4 preset characters to run through the world with, and I don't know. Customization's kind of been going downhill, at least in terms of weaponry and armor and clothing type stuff. So yeah, it's not seeming like it's getting any better. In fact, it seems like it's getting worse. But the most interesting part of it for me, I'd say, is you can take on the role of a villain, which in a way you could have done in any other game except probably the Kinect one, I don't know. But if you take the villain in this one, you get to set up all the enemies around the map and try to take the heroes out, and you have this dungeon master kind of perspective on it, so that's actually kind of interesting, but I don't know, it's a long way from being impressive for me. Hopefully they'll have information down the line that'll get me on board, but for now, nah. Up next is Project Spark. Honestly, it looked like a fine idea. I was like, whatever, it's cool, it kinda looks stylized, no big deal, there's not a lot to say about it. But then Conker came out, and my hopes were quickly dashed. Seriously, if you haven't watched it, watch JonTron's reaction to that, because I'd say that's the reaction of every Conker fan around the world when this happened. I seriously loved Conker's Bad Fur Day so much. When back in the day, I had to sell my N64 to get the GameCube when it was coming out, and the only game that I still have to this day that I just refuse to sell is my Conker's Bad Fur Day cart. I still have it in my room, and it just breaks my heart that they haven't come out, acknowledge that they haven't made a new game in like 10 years, and then tell us that, I guess you have to make it yourself. Like, are you fucking kidding me? I don't know, there's like my highest hopes, my stretched like hopes just going out there. I feel like the redesign might help us get a new, like, might hint towards a possible game in the future, because I feel like they wouldn't redesign him just for this. I want to believe that they have more plans for Conker than just this. Anyway, moving on. We have Ori and the Blind Forest, at least I hope that's how I say it. But it's the artistic indie game of the bunch. Well, one of the two actually, I'd say. It seems like another one of those kind of games that it's more about like the journey and the experience of the story, and the gameplay is just there to connect everything and make you feel a part of it. Either way, looks good. It looks good. Halo: The Master Chief Collection. I feel like this definitely is gonna seal the deal for Xbox fans that weren't on board already for some reason and were big Halo fans. But from what I know, Halo 2 seems to be the fan favorite from everyone I know that's a fan of the series, and the fact that it's coming back, it's gonna have the full HD like makeover, and the online multiplayer is gonna be unchanged. That's gonna sell them really hard. I know a few that actually told me that they're definitely gonna buy it now just so they can play Halo 2 online again. All the numbered like games in the series on one disc seems like a pretty sweet deal, and it has the Halo Nightfall series for it. Like, I don't know if that's good yet. I don't think. Well, none of us do. So I guess that's something to find out. And if you pre-order it, you get a beta of the 5. So I don't know. That'll get people definitely. This is the other indie like love child that has just been sent down upon us. It's called Inside, and it's like it's got the very dark, bleak kind of style to it, and it has really a lot of melancholy look on things. So I don't know. I find that very appealing. The trailer did portray it very well, and I'd like to hear more about it. And the indie round doesn't stop yet because they follow that up with ID, the program that Microsoft has to support indie devs and stuff like that. And honestly, as hard as it may be to believe, it does seem like Microsoft is genuinely helping people with this. And they had their big indie collection trailer, but a few games really caught my eye off of that. Aztez, White Knight, Earthlock, Festival of Magic, Cuphead looks so. I really don't think I've ever seen a game like that. It looks like an old school cartoon. It's amazing. Lifeless Planet looks good. Mighty Nine, of course. I don't know. A wolf, I think it was. I guess. Hellraid looks good, and so does Below. But what they followed that up with? Rise of the Tomb Raider. That name's bad. That's a really bad name. I mean, I'm sure you've heard enough, but yeah, that's not good. At least I don't think so, but honestly, I haven't played a Tomb Raider game in years, so I'm definitely willing to get back into the series, but it's just been forever since I've like learned anything about it. So I guess it's a long time coming if I did play this game, but I'm probably not going to. Well, they followed up with The Witcher 3, and Witcher 3, all the Witcher games, like, okay, I've never seen Witcher 1, but I've never played a Witcher game, so Witcher 2 looks really good, Witcher 3 looks really good, it looks really good, and I've always been interested in the franchise, really, and all the tracking mechanics, all the hunting, like, aspects of it to go and get your legendary kills or whatever, I don't know. I honestly know nothing about this game, but, the AI seemed a lot less vicious than I expected, honestly. I don't know. So that's really all I got to say about that. Then they had Phantom Dust announced. They're bringing back Phantom Dust, which is a series I've never heard about, but I don't know, maybe I should have? I didn't. But I'm all for series revivals, and even for fighting games, great, because we can always use more fighting games, honestly. It's kind of underrepresented in the market right now. Well, what am I talking about? Not really. Ignore me. They followed up with Tom Clancy's The Division, and it's another Christmas game. Well, it takes place around Christmas anyway, so Christmas. I feel like it's going for a Last of Us-esque kind of like design with it, but with a heavier focus on being a shooter, of course, and well, the multiplayer aspect that has it. Up next, Platinum. I don't know how you can not like Platinum games. Platinum's awesome. They came out, they put out Scalebound, which honestly kind of disappointed that it was just a CG trailer. I really need to see gameplay before I can really get hyped for this, because honestly, it's just like a cocky character with like a Dante attitude and stuff like that is bound by the scales, I guess, and that's why he fights with the dragon, has his morph armor kind of stuff going on. But I don't know. I really look forward to seeing more of that, because Platinum's fucking awesome. Crackdown. That's how they decided to end this, and I can get into that. I mean, the trailer kind of had over-the-top Future Cop Justice being played in, but I played the original Crackdown. I was really into it. Sure, why not? Yeah, I'm A-okay with this. Overall, there was some hype for me at the Microsoft press conference. I think they did an alright job. I mean, it was better than last year's, definitely, and I don't know, it still could have been better, but they're improving. It's a slow climb up, alright? Yeah, I guess that's my thoughts on the Microsoft press conference. Tune in for the next video where I talk about EA's press conference, and then I'll go down the line of what was shown to us from EA down to Nintendo. Alright, thanks. See you next video.